My name is M.I. Okoro. I'm the founder and the principal consultant of M.I. Okoro and Associates. This company has been in existence since March 5th, 1994. And if you put it together, that's about 30-something years in active practice. I would like to find out, what have we even done that made us to come to the height of professional excellence that we have found ourselves. It would interest me to let you know that one of the hallmark assignments the firm of M.I. Okoro and Associates did was first the evaluation of national oil and chemical marketing assets all over the country. And if you look at this, we did it in partnership with the firms of Knight Frank and Rodley, Fatim Lehin, and some of the notable names in real estate profession in Nigeria. Aside that, we also had made sure that we assisted heavily in a consulting level to assist in relocating the market force, the traders from Idumota, Autos Papers and Machinery Dealers Association to Trade Fair Complex. As a matter of fact, M.I. Okoro was in the past assigned the whole of Trade Fair Complex for a housing estate by the then Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry. But we advised the federal government that it would be better to utilize that Trade Fair Complex location for market activities. And we assisted the Autos Papers and Machinery Dealers Association to have a base there. And we make sure that the first 35 banks, commercial banks that were established in Trade Fair Complex within the Autos Papers and Machinery Dealers Association market, otherwise called as PANDA, Trade Fair Complex, all these banks were M.I. Okoro and the Associates tenants. In fact, we brought all the banks in this country to Trade Fair Complex. And we managed the interests of liaison between the general public and the Trade Fair Management Board and the members of the association as PANDA for over 25 years before we decided to leave them in peace to go for higher professional callings. After that, our firm, M.I. Okoro and Associates, was one of the 50 estate firms in Nigeria that the federal government chose to value all federal government assets, houses within the country, and assisted the federal government to also sell all these properties during the Obasanjo's administration monetization policy. So you can see that so far we have really impacted. But let me also talk about the major valuation assignment. I graduated from the Department of Asset Management, University of Lagos. And after graduation, I looked at University of Lagos as a whole. And I realized, that was during, our time witnessed a lot of students' restiveness. So there used to be so much of riot, students damaging schools' assets. So we now decided, I personally decided to write a letter to the Senate, to the Vice Chancellor, and then the Senate of the University of Lagos, trying to convince the Senate on the need to do physical valuation of movable and immovable assets of the University of Lagos. 1, for insurance purposes. 2, to know the financial worth of our University of Lagos, Akoka, so that when there is any student restiveness or riot and anybody damages anything, we will go to, by the way, that is the valuation. There's so many volumes, but that is one of these volumes and all these ones here. And we were able to convince the Senate of the University of Lagos. It wasn't an easy thing. Our firm was the first firm in Nigeria to undertake the University of Lagos asset valuation. It's on record. As a matter of fact, if you go to the University of Lagos library, you will see a lot of work done by Dr. Okoro on the valuation of assets of the university. It's still there up to date. So it's something that you can go and find out. But you can see some of the reports here in my office as an example. Shortly after that, we also did a major valuation of Ikoyi Club 1938. Ikoyi Club 1938, it was established, as the name implies, since 1938. There was a time there was fire incidents by the NNPC filling station by Monilandia, which is next door to Ikoyi Club. Then after I witnessed the fire incidents, I was able to call the chairman and the management committee of Ikoyi Club 1938 and advise them as a professional estate valuer and property consultant, they need to do asset valuation of Ikoyi Club 1938, including the golf course. Of course, you know, the golf course is one of the most expensive land assets of Ikoyi Club within the heart of Ikoyi, covering over 60-something hectares. So we were then commissioned by the management of Ikoyi Club 1938 to do that valuation. And I'm happy to also show you here that this is the major volume of valuation of fiscal assets of Ikoyi Club 1938. That was done in 2004, right? From everything I have said so far, you will see that in terms of professional advocacy, that our firm has been doing a lot to impact heavily to most corporate organizations and even the government. Now let us also talk about information dissemination as it relates to real estate in Nigeria. If you notice, estate information is not easily flowing in this country. So when I observed this, even before I became the National Publicity Secretary of Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, as well as the Director of Publicity of Association of Professional Bodies of Nigeria, I realized there was a dearth of information in real estate to the general public. And what did I do? I was the one that set up Real Estate Today on AM Express NTA network. So that I did close to 5 to 6 years, you know, before I started doing it in other televisions like TVC, NTA, to the show, and so on and so forth. And then in London, I carried the real estate advocacy to Ben Television in London, UK. And we were able to sensitize Africans, Nigerians in UK about the happenings in real estate in Nigeria. During that period, we discovered that a lot of people were actually hooking to watch that particular episodes in order to get well informed and well educated on information with respect to real estate in Nigeria. You know, so in this regard, our firm has done quite a lot. And again, come to think about other valuations, other real estate marketing, management, and other services. Starting from 1994 to date, we have done quite a lot. And presently, you may ask me, yeah, what are we doing in the recent time? This time around, we are the major marketing agent to, we signed MOU with a company known as Cure Shelter Limited, that the direct agency to federal government on Renewed Hope Estates. And we are the major partners of Cure Shelters. that we are helping to market the Renewed Hope Estates in Kasana, Abuja, where we have close to 2,000 something units, and in Janguza in Kanu, also Renewed Hope Estate of the present Bola Tinubu administration, which I believe is their contribution towards alleviating the housing needs of Nigerians. And in Lagos, along the coastal axis, coastal road axis behind the Novera Mall and off Monastery Road, along the Lekki axis, we are also the major marketers of about 2,333 units of various housing units and accommodations, and popularly known as 2004 Estate. That is what we are doing presently. And then along Ikoyi, 16 Alexander, we are the major agent marketing the 21-story building there, and quite a lot that we are doing not only in Lagos, Abuja, Onitsha, Owerri, Abakaliki. In fact, all over the country, one way or the other, we have been in a position to continuously impact and making sure that Nigerians get the best services. So that is what we do, and that is what we continue to do. You know, so right now, getting to the next level, we begin to think on what best to do to assist Nigerians, particularly those in the country here and those outside Nigeria, so that when they are coming to invest in real estate in Nigeria, we will give them tips on what we have been doing, that what to do so that they don't lose their hard-earned money. You know, real estate is capital intensive business. I can give instances of people who saved their money, getting their gratuity upon retirement, and they went into real estate investment just to invest so they can have future income. And because of lack of knowledge of making use of real estate professionals like Okoro and Associates, Estate Surveyors and Valuers, they went on their own knowledge and they lost the hard-earned savings they made all their lives. So that is why we have decided, getting to the next level, to embark on serious professional real estate advocacy with a view to assisting Nigerians, whether you live abroad or some of them that use their brothers, their in-laws, their sisters, you know, or close relations to help them to buy property or give them money to build. Some of them lost their lives. Your relation you are giving that money, you are living abroad, does not like you. Does not like that you are making money and they are suffering and now coming to work for you. So they will do everything possible to frustrate you, or even go and take picture of houses that doesn't even belong to you and show you that is what and any attempt you try to do to come to Nigeria to see what they are doing, they will make arrangements to make sure either they kidnap you or make you to lose your life so that they can take your property. So what I advise in this case is, if you want to do anything, go through real estate professional. And in this case, contact Okoro and Associates, Estate Surveyors and Valuers, and our Ikoyi office, 35 Admola Street, off Awolowo Road, Ikoyi. Thank you very much.